What's going on, you guys? I feel like I've been away for a long time, but I really haven't. With this heat coupled with my pretty busy schedule, it's it's just that time of year. I'm trying to share as much content as possible, but within reason. Life keeps me busy, and like I said, that heat has just been brutal. It makes going outside unenjoyable, and with my schedule it's hard to do. A lot of my free time ends up being at the hottest point of the day. I am gonna still film a turtle video, catching snapping turtles. I'm still planning on doing that because I need some for my freezer, and it's just one of my favorite things to eat. Yeah, I know, Bush Light. Anyway, I figured I have a little bit of time this evening, and one of my favorite knives needs sharpening. This is a Victorinox fillet knife. Beautiful knife. I mean, the style and design. I love those 3 pins in the handle, and it's some kind of hardwood. It almost feels impregnated with something, with how dense it is. Maybe wax, I don't know. But here it is, beautiful knife, barely used. I think this thing sat in a drawer for a long time, just judging by the shape of the handle, but the blade itself is in insanely good shape. I did sharpen it, but I used it on some catfish. Honestly, I don't know what happened, but it's dull. I mean, that's horrible. So I've got in this neat little leather pouch a small diamond stone. It's got the coarse side, and then it's got a fine side. And this thing is always in my pack. No matter what, I sharpen all my knives with it. So let's go over a few tips and tricks that might be able to help you in the field or even at home. I sharpen all my knives with one of these at home. I know a lot of people are intimidated by knife sharpening with one of these, but I really do believe I've got some tips I can share to help keep things uniform and consistent. I've got a buddy who's a Marine, and he told me that guys in his unit would actually throw their knives away once they got dull. So I mean, that shows you right there that most people don't even want to fiddle with it, which I understand, but really, if you know what you're doing, it doesn't take a lot of time or effort. So let's get right into it. All right, to start off, you want to start off with the coarse side, and you want to keep the sharpener tucked between your fingers like this. I like having my thumb towards me and, just a couple fingers holding the other end. And of course, you want to be careful because we're going to be gliding towards your fingers. So you just want to be mindful of that. But the first thing you want to do is you want to actually take the spine of the knife and rest it on the meat of your thumb. So as we're doing this, we are actually propping the knife at the right angle. Just like that. And you can see how the edge marries that stone. Okay? And we can roll a little bit, kind of see where we're at. But that's what you want. So once we get our angle figured out, we're just going to glide it forward. And we're going to stop right at the point. We're not going to actually just slide it through because you will end up rounding off your point, and we don't want that. So I'm propping it on my thumb. I'm getting the right angle here, and I'm gliding it. Propping it on my thumb, right angle, gliding it. Propping it, gliding it. And I'm feeling the edge of the knife just start to bite a little bit. And I usually count about 10 reps. And unfortunately, I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. That feels pretty good. All right, so we did that side. And now we're going to hold the knife the same. And then from the angle of bringing the knife back towards you, you can actually see where you need to be. There's a bevel here on the edge that creates a taper like this. You're actually laying the blade correctly on that sharpening stone. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring it back to me. Same thing, I'm going to find the right angle to where that bevel connects with the actual stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm using my pointer fingers to rest on, or to get the angle to rest my spine on for the draw forward, and I'm maintaining that angle on the follow through. So your fingers play a really critical part in actually propping that knife at the correct angle for the draw. All right, let's check that out. Whoo, yeah. This is good Swiss steel though, so you know, you really can't go wrong. But she's coming around, I can feel it. All right, so we're just going to keep going back and forth here. And once you get good at it, you can move pretty quick. You want good medium pressure. You don't want to push too hard, especially on a knife like this, because we don't want to flex the blade. We want the spine straight. All right, then we're going to come back the other way. Every time I'm propping against my fingers, getting that angle right. And I'm stopping at the point. We don't want to lose our tip. So now we're going to switch to the fine side and do the exact same thing. Getting our angle right, getting our slices in. Just like you're slicing through a hunk of meat or something. Or you're skinning an animal if you've ever done that. And we're going to come back up the other way. We're looking at our angle, it looks correct. We're propping up on my fingers. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, that's insanely sharp. So I'm going to go ahead and show you in real time how I do it. I've shown you the slow and steady, but this is how I do it, and this is the actual time it takes. See if I can get this angle right. And I'm propping it every time. Stopping just short of that tip. And I'm feeling the bite of the blade into that diamond stone. I'm here to tell you, buddy, that's pretty dang sharp. You can hear it. All right, I got a real thick piece of paper here. We can actually look at how these slices are, and I'm just going to easily just drag it. Okay, and this is some pretty thick paper. I don't think this is your standard stock thickness. And I'm just barely applying any pressure. So that's pretty good. mean, that is just fine. Before, I wouldn't have been able to cut through anything with this. I'm just using my fingers. I'm not really applying any pressure. I'm just letting the blade slice. That's awesome. So for some really thick paper. Pretty cool. One other finishing touch I like to implement, you could use anything. You could actually use the knife sheath if it's leather, but I'll use my sharpening stone pouch and take the edge and actually drag backwards. So I'm stropping it away from the edge, just like that. Stropping the blade away. In other words, I'm not cutting into it. I'm just sliding it across the leather away. And you can add like a stropping compound or a buffing compound. Something with a fine grit that's almost like a toothpaste. But I've just found for my needs, the leather works just fine. I'm pulling away. Really honing that edge. Really all you need is a few good licks with that. But yeah, that's a sharp knife now. With a nice polished edge. We'll take a closer look. You can see the edge that I was working in the light. You can see how well it's honed all the way down here. Trying to get it to focus, but yeah, you see the shine. All in all, not too shabby. Not for a little pocket stone. You can see here, guys, I've already tested it on a paper plate. I mean, it just glides right through that. Very nice, I'm pleased. Very, very sharp. And this Swiss steel, it holds its edge well. Holds its edge very well, especially for a stainless. I hope these tips have been useful. I'm sweating my butt off in here. But yeah, like I said, you get the angle of your knife set using your fingers at either end of the sharpening stone. And you really can't go wrong. Just take your time, get the motions down first, get used to that, pay attention to what you're doing, and the more you do it, the more you hone that skill, the quicker and more efficient you become down the road. But just like anything that's worthwhile, it takes a little time to learn. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you don't mind, hit that like button. Subscribe if you feel inclined. I'm not going to force you to, but it'd be nice if you did. I might cry a little.